This is Linder. Today I'm going to be talking about what I did for my research paper. And the subject I did was honor killings, and what an honor killing is when Islamic women are punished against what they believe in because of their religion. And when this happens, it's because the men or the brothers, just some type of man from the Islamic culture that they're related to, kills them out of cold blood because they have committed something that the Islamics find sinful or not really in the matter of which they believe in, and they think it's cleansing their culture. My first goal was trying to use advanced searches effectively to gather relevant information from multiple authoritative print and digital sources. And when I started this, I was honestly clueless. I've never used anything like that. All I used to do was go on Google and such. But after I have been introduced to the and gates, the or gates, and the not gates, like when we went on to the GAC, that actually helped a lot. And what I used to look up was just like honor killings on Google and whatnot, but after this I've now started to use honor killings, not Islamic law or such, or going against Islamic law and whatnot. And when I went on there, it would help me get my information more clearly than it would if I just went to Google, because it would just pop up the number one thing that's happened, not necessarily what I needed. And what I found was actually a lot more interesting trying to use that than when I just went on to Google and looked that up. It helped a lot doing that. And when I went on to GAC, it helped a lot with trying to use that kind of source rather than just going to Wikipedia or something and just finding something like that. It made you, I don't know, look for the information better and help you out a lot because it's actual real articles that people have written. It's not just what's popped up and like what people think it is. It's actual real sources from the thing. I decided most of my keywords about stuff like what honor killings are and such after I researched it, and that's how I found out what to use for the and not gates. My second goal was acquiring and using accurately domain-specific words and phrases sufficient for reading, writing, and speaking. Also listening at the college career readiness. And I think the way that how I changed that was actually going to you and looking for stuff that I could fix with my research paper, not just going and trying to write it how I want to, but rather having you look at it and go over it. Also with going into the Word, when I would hit Control F and look for all the contractions and such, that helped a lot, because when you do that, you don't get marked down on your grades. And that's more of the college level with all the MLA formatting that you do and whatnot. And when you do the MLA formatting, it makes your paper flow a lot easier, and it makes you look more professional rather than just high school trying to get this paper done type of thing. And when you do that, it just makes your paper not flow as well and whatnot. But when I would write my rough drafts out to you and then hand them to you, it helped a lot more than if I were just to write it myself and then go to Word and try to type it out. You gave me a bunch of suggestions and stuff that I would need to change. It's probably going to help me a lot throughout my college career, and the MLA formatting is really helpful because you do more than just look at the article. You like see where it came from, find the page, and if you were to go back and need it later in life, it's going to be easier to find because you already have the pages and whatnot that you need from there. My third and final one I use for the reading standards for informational text is develop claim and counterclaim fairly and thoroughly, supplying the most relevant reasons and evidence for each. Where I was at the beginning of this is that I'm good with arguing, but not necessarily writing it down and using proven facts and such. But after going on the GAC and looking up stuff on databases, it helps support your arguments, claims a lot better because you actually have real information from it. What I have learned along the way is that I don't know, really, that if you do that, it helps develop it more. It's not just saying your opinion. You actually have facts to help back up what you're saying rather than just saying what you want. And if you have facts to back it up, people are going to be more likely to believe your story. And if they believe your story, they're going to side with you. Depending on whether or not they're going to agree with you is a different thing, but they'll definitely see your point of view and probably be more inclined to follow that if you have facts and stuff to back it up. Where I am now, after I've done the project, I think I have a better understanding of developing a claim and counterclaim more, because after writing a strong thesis and such, I think that I'm better at trying to persuade people to my point, rather than if I were just to say something, I now have facts to back it up, rather than not having any at all. With that, I think it will help me throughout more if I have facts to back it up. I don't feel like I've mastered this 100% per se, but I think I'm better than what I was. I was maybe at a 20%, but now I'm at an 80, and that should help a lot throughout my college career with having been able to develop a claim and counterclaim better.